Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing well. Well guys, it's Friday the 13th, so happy Friday the 13th. In this video, I just want to kind of show off my collection. I have done this, I did this once before, I think, on a Friday the 13th a few years back, and I've gotten some new stuff over time and thought, no, let's do another Friday the 13th collection video. I was going to do it on the last Friday the 13th, but by the time I realized, oh, I should do that, it was pretty much already Friday the 13th. So I'm filming this the day before. I just kind of got to plan ahead a little bit. Second of all, I just want to say before I actually get into this, I'm sorry if the framing is a little off. I'm kind of packed in this back room here. There's kind of some stuff on the floor. And so the framing might be off. It might be a little crooked. So I apologize if that is the case, but we are going to work with what we have. But yeah, I got a lot of cool stuff to show off here. And we're going to get started because I don't want this video to be crazy long. First thing I'm going to show off is, and most of you have probably seen this, and I apologize if this is going to be kind of hard to see. It might be. Is the first thing I'm going to show off is this poster. This is the poster that you got when you bought the Friday the 13th Blu-ray collection from Scream Factory. This was one of the posters that came with it. I'll move it up a little closer. I don't know, maybe you can see it. Yeah, maybe you could see that, maybe you couldn't. I'm not 100% sure. So I got that poster, and then the other poster that came with that. Bear with me a second here, guys. I got to do a little readjusting. Here we go. Well, we'll show this off first, since this is back here. I picked this up at, what do I want to call it? Spirit Halloween. Couple years ago, and it just basically is the progression of all the Jason masks from the second one, because as we all know, Jason's mother was the killer in the first one. There was no mask of any kind. Spoilers, I'm sorry, but the movies are extremely old at this point. If you haven't seen them, I'm sorry. But yeah, I picked this up and I thought this was pretty cool, so I thought I'd show that off. And then the other poster that came, it's actually upside down. The other poster that came with that box set was this one here, which is, we all know, most of you have seen, I'm sorry for the light and the glare, is the end scene from the first Friday the 13th, where the little, here, let me back up a little bit here, see it a little bit better, where Jason Voorhees is popping out of the water and attacking the canoe. I love this artwork, this recommissioned artwork that they did for that Scream Factory Blu-ray release box set. It's just unbelievable. Next, let's just delve into shirts. I'm wearing one of the shirts I have. This is the Jason Takes Manhattan shirt. Got this from, it was either Gutter Garbs or Frat Rags. One of the two. I always forget. So I have that one. I only own 2 shirts, surprisingly enough, because this is one of my favorite slasher franchises. And then I have this one here, which either this was from like Walmart or Amazon. It's just kind of a retro Camp Crystal Lake shirt, No Place to Hide. I've always liked this shirt. I'm sure you've seen me wear it in multiple videos. I'm just going to kind of go in order and work my way back here. Next thing I got here, I actually wanted this for a while, and my brother got it for me. It was either this last Christmas or the Christmas before, and that's the Crystal Lake Memories, the Complete History of Friday the 13th coffee table book. This thing is so much fun to just kind of browse through. It just has a lot of different stories. There's some behind the scenes stuff. Very cool book. I highly, oops, I got to show that picture. Highly recommend it. Sorry for the glare, guys. Like I said, the lighting in this room is super bad too, so sorry about that. So that is a really cool book. This was just a little tin thing that I got from Walmart during one of their, like, what was it, like bloody disgusting, like horror things that they put out on the shelf, and this came in a 3-pack. I'm looking at it right now. It was this, it, and I want to say The Exorcist. And so I thought this was really cool. I've always liked this artwork from the first movie. Very cool. One thing that's missing is it doesn't have the counselors in here. I just noticed that, like it normally does on the movie poster. Next, I believe this was another Spirit Halloween purchase. Sorry, some of this is a little dusty. The longest part of this video was going through and finding where I had everything. I had some stuff put in boxes down in the basement. I had to go through. So it is possible But there's one or two things I'm missing. I honestly don't know. But next, we have this just kind of, I don't even know what you call it. Just like a little, I don't know, pitcher. It's kind of a plastic, I don't know, pitcher deal. Friday the 13th. I always thought that looked really cool. I want to say this was from Spirit Halloween. I don't know, but either Spirit Halloween or this might have also been another one of those things that you got from Walmart. This one, I believe, is this one. I don't know where I got this one either. Same thing, either Spirit Halloween. It's canvas, so you can actually see this a lot better, but that's really, really cool. Yeah, this was either Spirit Halloween or Walmart. I'm guessing Spirit Halloween. Very, very cool. You know, that's one thing that they have at Spirit Halloween, and I mean to get it every year, and I never do. And I was actually going to get it this last year, but I don't know if I saw it, was the Camp Crystal Lake sign, like wood sign they have there. If you're not 100% sure what I'm talking about, let me show you, because we'll move on to the coffee mugs. It is the sign that looks like this. I got this also at Spirit Halloween. Just a coffee mug. I really like this one. I think it's really cool. The only thing that I thought would have made this kind of cooler is if there would have been like blood splattered on it, like blood on the sign. Thought that would have made the coffee cup a little bit cooler. But they didn't do it, but it's still cool nonetheless. This is another one that I got at Spirit Halloween years and years and years ago. I think they still put this one in there pretty much every single year. It says Friday the 13th. It says Jason right there. Next, I got a couple of, I think these are probably Spirit Halloween too. You got Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake. On the back, you just got Friday the 13th. Move this along here. This is the same as the, as my coffee mug. Just same thing. And then my parents got me this at a Atomic Horror in Orlando, I think last year when they were down there for the winter. And I thought it was really cool. I actually forgot that I had this until today. I was like, where is that? I haven't seen it. I got to start using this. But it's basically it's just like a travel mug for water. Mostly, you can probably put hot beverages in there too. But yeah, it's just a travel mug. And it's got Jason coming out of the water. It's really, really cool. I don't know if the camera's really giving it justice. In person, it looks really, really, really cool. So there, that's it for the drinkware. Next, we'll move on to the masks. Now, this is a mask that I made, and if I remember, I made a video. I'd never done it before. I'm like, I want to try to make my own Friday the 13th mask. So I did it, and I made a video for it, and if I remember when I'm editing, I'll put it in the description, but otherwise, you can look it up on my channel if I forget. I think it's just called I Made a Friday the 13th Mask. It's from maybe 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I thought it turned out okay. I mean, you know, it was the very first time I'd ever attempted to do anything like that. It was a lot of fun to do. It was a fun video to shoot. Next, we have the one that came from NECA. Much better mask. This sucker is just plastic, pretty weak. And so, yeah, I have that. NECA put out. Oh, and I ordered all the materials I needed from a guy on, I think it was Instagram. And one thing that I just realized now that I forgot to give, he has a really cool like business card, like a Friday the 13th business card that he gave me. And I'm not sure what I did with it, but otherwise I would have shown that off in this video. But if I can find a picture of it somewhere, like on the internet, I'll put it up here, like right now, so you can see what it looks like. It's pretty cool. Next we have, this is just a Friday the 13th, like, paper cutout. My parents threw me a, like a horror-themed birthday a couple years ago, and this was probably I think this was one of the things that was left over on, like, one of the streamers that you hung on the wall. And I just kept it. So, thought that was pretty cool. Next, we got this guy, which, and I did my thumbnail. I was going to light him up, and I completely forgot about it. But this is one of those things you got from Walmart. It's basically like a night light. I should have lit it up. It would have been a lot cooler. And I was also going to put lights underneath this when it was displayed on the table during the thumbnail, and I completely forgot to do it. But what are you going to do? But yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Yeah, these are readily available. You can get them pretty much anywhere. But yeah, I really, really enjoy that. I don't turn it on that often, but I do once in a while. Next, I don't know where I got this. This Camp Crystal Lake pennant. I feel like this is something that I got during like like when NECA would do those like horror bags, and it would be, you get like sci-fi, horror, like mystery bags. I feel like I got it out of there. Or maybe I bought it at Spirit Halloween. I don't know. But I've had it for a long time. I don't remember. I don't remember where I got half of this stuff. Next, let's delve into, I got a couple of buttons here. I think these were from Spirit Halloween. There you have the Camp Crystal Lake sign. And then just a really generic, I don't know, well, you can see that, sorry, Jason Voorhees pin. Then I have a magnet of pretty much the exact same as that one. Pretty darn close. So I got that magnet there. I think that magnet was from Spirit Halloween. This magnet as well was also from Spirit Halloween. This one I believe is also Spirit Halloween. Let's see if I can get that to work. There you go. Does it say Jason Lives? Yeah, Jason Lives. And then these two came from Atomic Horror in Orlando. And there's just the first, yeah, there's this one. Yeah, this one's got the counselors in it. That's the poster. It's got the counselors down there. Yeah, that's not on that tin poster that I got. So I got that there. And this one also came from Atomic Horror. Friday the 13th. I think that's 4. I'm pretty sure that's 4. Next, let's move on to, let me fix this guy up real quick. We'll move, actually, no, let's move on to the, let's do the movies real quick. So, here we got Friday the 13th, Part 1, Steelbook. Haven't even opened it. But yeah, we got Friday the 13th, Part 1, and you can see the counselors right there. Once again. Then I have Part 3. Not sure why I don't have Part 2. I think I was going to buy Part 2 Steelbook, and for some reason it was really expensive, so I just never did. So there's that one. And then I got Part 4. Right there. It says, Jason's body has disappeared from the morgue. Uh-oh. Got that one right there. And then we got these wonderful Arrow releases. This was the new, the remake, Friday the 13th. Which I had to tell you, I hated this movie when it first came out, but it is growing on me like something fierce, man. I really like it, and this 4K is beautiful. Then we have Jason X, by far my least favorite Jason. Some people I know have a soft spot for this movie. I do not. I don't really think it's very good. I've seen it multiple times. Keep thinking it's going to get better, and it never really does. I love the artwork on these, though. They look really, really cool. And there's Jason Goes to Hell. I enjoy Jason Goes to Hell. I know some people don't, but I think it's a fun, kind of unique. It's kind of like Friday the 13th's Halloween 3, you know? Did something a little bit different. I thought it was pretty good. All right, so, and then now we have the box set from Scream Factory that came out a few years ago. This beautiful, beautiful Scream Factory box set. And I love this too because they have other artwork on there, but then you take it out and it's got all like the original artwork on all these that you can put on there, which I think is super cool. Freddy vs. Jason. I know a lot of people give this movie crap. I love that movie. I think that movie's awesome. All right. Bear with me 1 second here, guys. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. You take these things out, you think they put back in perfectly, and then they're just being a pain in the butt. So that is really cool. All right. And then I do also have, this is Friday the 13th Steelbook again, but this time with the really, really cool slipcover. But underneath, it's just the same Friday the 13th Steelbook that I already showed you. But this one's got a slipcover. I love that slipcover. That's really cool. Next, now these last two, I actually do have another. These last 3, technically, movie things that I have, they're not straight Friday the 13th, but they do have to do with Friday the 13th. One is Smoke and Mirrors, the story of Tom Savini. This is the documentary of Tom Savini, who we all know is, you know, a very, very good makeup artist. does a lot of special effects and horror movies and stuff like that. And they do cover a good amount of the stuff he did for Friday the 13th on here. So I consider this part of the Friday the 13th collection because they talk about it in there. Next, we have Behind the Monsters, the Shudder original series from Killers to Killer Icons. And one of the things on here that they talk about is the Friday the 13th franchise, which is right down there. So I thought I'd throw that in as well. This is really cool. So they've had two of these out like 2 or 3 years ago. They put out Paramount Scares box set volume 1 right around Halloween. And then a year later, they came out with this one. And I was kind of hoping that this last Halloween, they would have came out with volume 3, but they didn't release anything. So I don't know if we're done with these two box sets or if there was something going on with the rights and they couldn't do it and we're going to get something later. But I wanted to put this on here because you do get Friday the 13th Part 2 in here. And you can see here, look a little bit closer. You got Camp Crystal Lake sign right there. You got Jason's mother right here in the center. And then you got... I thought they had the final girl from Part 2 on here. I forget her name. Oh, and then you got Jason up in the corner with the bag. But in here, I want to show you this because this is kind of cool. You get some cool Friday the 13th stuff. So in this box set, you get a Fangoria that was specialty for this thing, for this box set. And they have, Friday the 13th Part 2 on the front cover. In here, you also get a really cool poster that has some Friday the 13th artwork on it. So let's see. So right here in the middle, I'm sorry if you can't really see this. Right here in the middle, you got Jason with the bag over his head from Part 2. There's the final girl right there. I forget her name. You got Jason's mother right there. And that might be it. But yeah, you got Jason right there in the center. I don't know how well you can see that. Sorry, there's kind of a glare. And then next in here, you also get some patches. And one of the patches you get... Oh, that doesn't have anything to do with it. I'm going to leave that. Oops. I'm going to leave that in there. That doesn't have anything to do with Friday the 13th. You get a Camp kind of Crystal Lake patch in there. And then I want to show you the, then you get the movie. It's kind of an interesting artwork, but then you get Friday the 13th Part 2. That's the slipcover, and then on the back it says, "You're all doomed, you're all doomed." And that says that on the back, and then on here, then you got just the Friday the 13th Part 2. So yeah, it's a cool little box set that has some cool Friday the 13th stuff. I'll be honest with you, I'm probably this is probably gonna be my Friday the 13th movie watch because I haven't watched it on 4K yet. So I don't really know. I don't even really know much about the transfer, if it was any good. I don't really know much at all. So that definitely might be my movie of choice for Friday the 13th this year. Because I would like to see it on 4K. So I might as well check it out on 4K. Next, this is kind of the last thing, I think, right here is all the toys and figures and stuff I have. Let me fix this guy here really quick. I don't know how well this is going to work, but here we go. So this is one of the NECA figures. This is from, I think, this is maybe from Freddy vs. Jason. Most of these I still have in the box, but this one I had out because I had it. I had him fighting Freddy in part of my display when I do my Halloween stuff. But there you got the flames on him. I think this is from that, or is it from the new Friday the 13th? I honestly don't remember, but this guy is really, really cool. So I got that guy there. This was another thing that came out not that long ago it doesn't go there, at, what was it, Walmart. You could get this guy. He also came with a axe, but the axe is still in the box. This is kind of cool. I think you can lift this guy up here. You can look at, and then you can see his face. So, yeah. So I thought this was really cool. This came out not that long ago. A cool little vinyl guy. Next, I got the Jason Voorhees Toonie Terror from NECA. Just put the little thing on the back, little photo op. So I got that guy there. I got this guy, which I've never opened. I got a few of these of different characters. Apparently, it's supposed to be like solar, and when the sun hits it, it powers it up and they dance, but I just never opened it. So I got that in there. And then I got the Jason Voorhees Funko Pop. There. And on the side. Oop. Bam. All right. And this is really cool, but unfortunately when I found it, it was in my closet. Something must have crashed on it and it broke part of it, so it's kind of a bummer. So I'm either going to have to glue it back together or just buy a new one because these aren't that expensive. But it's these like 3 deep VHS like front cover things. And I'll open it up and you can hear in there. So they're supposed to, it busted open. I don't know what happened there. But the little shower, which is supposed to be hanging on it, broke off. So I'm going to have to either glue it back on. But this is from part 3. I don't know how well it is. You can see it. But, yeah, it's really cool. There's supposed to be a shower head up above, but it broke off. So I'll either glue it or I'll just buy another one. These are pretty readily available, and they're only like 20 bucks. And there's the back of it there. But it's really cool. They have all kinds of these. I think I have an It one. I have a Jurassic Park one. There might be one other one I have. I don't remember. Oh, I have a Nightmare Before Christmas one. So, all right, next we're going to go on to all the NECA figures. And I think this is the one that's already gone. This is the one I just showed you. Yeah, this is the Friday the 13th. Or I'm sorry, the Freddy versus Jason. But you got the NECA box there. Side in the back. And he's already out of there. I don't know. There's a few other things in there you can... There's like a teddy bear, but sorry for the glare. You're not going to really be able to really see it. And then we got the NECA Friday the 13th, Part 7, A New Blood. And I would open these more, but I just want to have a nice place to display them, and I really don't. Right now, I got these all just down in a box, down in the basement. Sorry, you probably can't see them. I'm just looking out the window out here, and man, it's really starting to snow. We're only supposed to get a little bit of snow tonight, but coming up this weekend, we're supposed to get hit hard here in Minnesota. So I don't know. We might have a little blizzard action this weekend. Next, we got Friday the 13th, the final chapter. One of my favorite artworks, not to mention one of my favorite movies from the franchise. Put it up there. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do my best to show you here. Next, we have Friday the 13th, Part 5. And this one actually came with a couple different NECA figures for that same movie. And I see here that NECA's putting out some new Friday the 13th stuff, including like a shrine, like the Mother Shrine from Part 2. I really want to get my hands on that. But yeah, they got some cool Friday the 13th stuff coming out this year. I'm super excited. I haven't done NECA hunting in a long time or really picked up any NECA in a long time just because there hasn't been much out that I've really wanted. But there's definitely some cool stuff coming out this year that I would like to get my hands on. So there. All right. And then this is the other one from Part 5, A New Beginning. I've always liked that artwork. I always liked in the video store when I was a kid. I could never rent them because I was too young, but I always loved going down the horror section, and they had all the Friday the 13th all lined up. I always thought it looked so cool on the VHS boxes. Is that there? Man, I probably should have closed that window, but the lighting's already bad enough in here. I wanted to make sure I at least I had some light in here. Here we got Friday the 13th, Part 3, the 3D with the lenticular cover. I don't know how well that's working, but side of the box, there, and there. Open that up there. There we go. See a little better on that side. All right, we only got 3 left, guys, and then we are done. We got Friday the 13th, Part 2. This has also been one of my favorite covers for a long time. It just looks so cool. I love that outline. There. Yeah, that's the shrine that they got that's coming out from NECA. I really want to get that. There's that there. This is also a really cool figure with the sack over his head, because most of it, as we all pretty much know, he doesn't get the hockey mask till the third one. So this is the Friday the 13th. What was it, 2013? I don't even remember what year they made that remake. But that is this one. This is also one of my all-time favorite NECA figures that they came out with. He just looks so cool. I mean, he's just so badass. Is that there? There's that there. All right, guys, we have one left. This one is another cover I like. I like a lot of the covers, but this one's another one I remember as a kid really liking. I always just thought it looked so creepy. Part 6. I love Part 6, man. This movie is just, I love Part 6. There, and then there, right there. So you can't see it, but I'm sure most of you, if you're Friday the 13th fans, either already own these or have seen those. But yeah, guys, that is it. That is all I got for you. I think this is pretty much everything that I have. There might be a couple other things that I might have forgot. Ooh, 26 minutes. I was hoping the video would be a little bit shorter, but I guess I rambled on a little too much. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, guys, that's it. That's all I got for you. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know you guys like what I'm doing. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And hey, let me know in the comment section below. What did you do for Friday the 13th? What kind of collectibles do you have? Is there any cool like collectibles or items that I don't have in here that you think I should get? That are like, hey, that's really cool. You should get that. Just let me know in the comment section below, guys. Love talking about this stuff. I hope you all have a fun and safe Friday the 13th. Let me know in the comments, too. What's your top 3 favorite Friday the 13th movies, or what's your list altogether? Yeah, hopefully you guys watch some Friday the 13th, and I'll see you guys later. You guys are amazing as always. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.